They conquered 147 worlds, without mercy, without resistance. Every planet bowed in fear or burned screaming, until they reached us. Earth, the primitive blue dot. They thought we were soft. They thought we'd kneel. They thought we'd beg. But they forgot something. Humans don't beg. We make others beg. Even if it takes blood, sweat, and a little bit of teasing. And what happened next shook the galaxy forever. Welcome, warriors, to Predator Protocol, the galaxy's boldest battlefield for HFY sci-fi. I'm your storyteller, your voice in the shadows, the guy narrating the kind of story you wish Hollywood had the balls to tell. So strap in, grab your drink, and let's begin the story. They had conquered 147 planets in a row, without a single loss, without a single regret. Every world, every species bent the knee or burned in silence. General Vorn sat at the helm of the Zarkonian dreadnought Dominance, eyes locked on the glowing red dot spinning at the edge of the holographic star map. Earth, unmarked, unconquered, undefended, or so it seemed. "This one's next," he growled. A soft chuckle echoed from behind him. Lieutenant Zara, tall, blue-skinned, seductive as sin, leaned against the command table. Her armor hugged her perfectly, every curve, every tease intentional. She licked her lips slowly. "They always beg eventually," she said. "Let's see how loud this one moans." The bridge crew laughed. Even the ship's AI snorted, a programmed mockery of human humor. But Earth didn't respond to their standard threat beacon. No surrender, no pleas, just one reply. A 3-second grainy video. A human male, shirtless, tattooed, holding a beer in one hand, flipping them off with the other. Smiling, Vorn blinked. "Was that a mating signal?" he asked. Zara smirked. "I don't know, but it turned me on." Something felt wrong. The INVA, Cyan, was scheduled. Drop pods primed, troops ready to show force. But Vorn hesitated. Still, he couldn't back down now. With a cold nod, he said, "Deploy. Show them what happens to jokes." 3 Zarkonian landers pierced Earth's upper atmosphere, one aimed at a military base, one for the capital, and one, because Zara insisted, straight into a place called Miami. "I want to taste the wild ones," she whispered. As the pods descended, they expected screams, they expected chaos. Instead, the first thing they heard was music. Loud, dirty, hypnotic beats blasting from chrome-covered machines. In Miami, Zara stepped out in full armor and walked straight into a pool party. Humans danced, half-naked, sweaty, covered in oil and sunscreen. Someone handed her a drink without asking. She scanned the cup. Alcohol, strong, dangerous. She drank it anyway. A woman winked at her. "Nice cosplay, babe. You single?" Zara's brain glitched. In the capital, Vorn faced protesters, not against the invasion, but because he had blocked traffic during happy hour. A man in a suit threw a burger at his face and yelled, "You better conquer my ex-wife first." None of this made sense. The third lander never reported back. Satellite footage showed it being hijacked by a gang of shirtless bikers. The soldiers were last seen doing tequila shots on Instagram. Vorn clenched his jaw. "This planet is infected," he muttered, "with madness." Zara messaged him. "General," she said, breathless. "There's something here, something different." "Resistance?" he asked. She laughed. "No, something worse. Confidence, sex appeal, freedom." She paused, then added, "I think I'm getting wet." Vorn stared at the screen. This wasn't war. This was seduction. Their weapons jammed. The translators overloaded with slang and moaning. The humans didn't run. They flirted, faz, ought, laughed, and posted everything live. Vorn ordered a tactical withdrawal. Too late. Lexi Blaze had entered the field. The human rebel leader. Dark eyes, tight black leather, She moved like a predator with hips that could kill. She hijacked the comms, broadcasted across all alien frequencies. "Hey, blue boys, if you wanted me on my knees, you should have bought me dinner first." Zara watched her, eyes wide, mouth open. "I think I'm in love," she whispered. Back on the ship, Vorn stared at Earth again, still glowing red, still waiting. They had conquered 147 worlds. But this one, this blue ball of fire and flirting, this might be the beginning of their end. He whispered to himself, "What kind of species fights with sex and memes?" The AI replied dryly, "Humans, sir, and they're winning." Vorn slammed his fist on the table. "Prepare for Phase 2. Sir, are we invading?" "No." He leaned in closer to the hologram, eyes burning. "We're seducing back." General Vorn had never lost a war until Earth. And it wasn't even day 2 yet. Zara sat half-dressed in the medbay. Her armor was missing, traded for a floral bikini and a hangover. She blinked slowly. "I drank 6, maybe 7 human liquids last night." The medbot scanned her. "You have glitter in your lungs." Vorn stormed in, furious. "You were sent to investigate, not participate." Zara smiled lazily. "I investigated the male species, very closely." He grunted. Down below, Earth had gone completely off script. Alien troops were expected to subdue the humans in minutes. Instead, they were joining beach parties. Some were even getting tattoos. Zarkonian's MILFs was trending. The AI reported a drop in combat performance, a rise in libido, and 17 soldiers now refuse to wear pants. "They're being brainwashed," Vorn growled. "Not brainwashed," Zara purred. "Brain blown." The footage from Lexi Blaze's last broadcast played again on the screen. She walked toward the camera, slow, deadly, confident. Her voice like silk dipped in gasoline. "You boys brought 2, but we've got tricks." She blew a kiss. The alien tank behind her exploded. No one could explain how. Vorn stared at the video, jaw clenched. "She's playing with us," Zara whispered. "Maybe we like being played with." Back on Earth, things escalated. The humans didn't organize like normal resistance fighters. They danced, they pranked, they flirted and then fought dirty. A squadron of Zarkonian drones was hacked and forced to deliver pizza across New York for 3 hours straight. A plasma cannon was rerouted, turned into a mechanical bull at a rodeo bar in Texas. Alien soldiers were caught, watching human training videos late at night. One of them confessed during interrogation, "I stayed for the story, I swear." Meanwhile, Lexi Blaze rallied the humans, not with fear, but with attitude. "We're not just defending Earth," she said. "We're turning these blue boys into toys." She kissed her gun, named it Foreplay. The aliens didn't know how to respond. Their war manuals didn't cover flirty warfare. Back aboard Dominance, General Vorn tried to regain control. He ordered full lockdown. No more Earth interaction without his approval. But even the ship's AI started acting strange. "I'm streaming something," it muttered. "What?" "A podcast? About human mating rituals? Very informative." Vorn groaned. Zara approached him, back in partial uniform. "Permission to return to Earth, sir." "Denied." "Too late." She winked and jumped into a drop pod. Within seconds, she was gone. Landing straight into Las Vegas. Lights, noise, skin, chaos. Zara stepped out, glowing. "I think I found heaven," she whispered. Back on the ship, alarms blared. A new message from Earth. Lexi Blaze. Again. But this time, she was sitting on a Zarkonian throne, legs crossed, smiling. "This seat's cozy," she said. "Think I'll keep it?" Vorn stared, frozen. That was his personal throne. How did she get it? How? he stammered. The AI answered. She seduced the teleport engineer. He gave her the access codes. Vorn turned pale. You mean, yes, the AI said. She did that thing with the tongue. A long silence. Then, rage. Prepare all weapons, Vorn roared. But before anyone could move, Zara sent a live feed from Vegas. She was on stage, dancing. Behind her, alien soldiers throwing credit chips like confetti. She waved. Miss me, General? Vorn's eye twitched. This wasn't war anymore. This was humiliation, foreplay, and maybe something worse. He looked at Earth again, then whispered, What the hell have we invaded? Earth wasn't just resisting, it was turning them on. Zarkonian troops, once proud, elite, emotionless, now wandered streets of Earth in ripped uniforms, confused, distracted, and hopelessly aroused. The humans weren't winning with weapons. They were winning with style. And leading the charge, Lexi Blaze. Black leather, red lips, and a gun named Foreplay. She didn't need an army. Her hips alone started revolutions. In Chicago, she rode a hoverbike into a Zarkonian patrol. Mid-chase, she turned to Wink. Try to keep up, boys, or just enjoy the view. They crashed. On purpose. Zara watched the footage from a rooftop in Vegas, sipping something cold, something dangerous. She's got them wrapped around her finger, Zara whispered. I want to wrap her in something too. The war had twisted into something wild. Alien troops danced in raves. Some even joined the humans, got human names. One started a bar called Blue Balls Bourbon. It was packed. Zarkonian command was in chaos. Their soldiers weren't dying. They were defecting. And General Vorn? He was losing his damn mind. She stole my throne, he muttered. The AI added. She also used it as a footrest. You might want to disinfect it. His eye twitched. He called a secret council. Only 3 top generals remained loyal. They met inside a sealed war chamber, where no Earth signal could reach, or so they thought. As Vorn began speaking, a song blasted through the speakers. Lexi's voice, singing, Hit Me Baby One More Time. The room went silent. Then, giggles. From the war generals. They had been compromised. Zara, meanwhile, was busy exploring Earth's wild side. A human biker took her on a ride through the desert. She didn't know what was louder, the engine or her heartbeat. Do you always sweat like that? She asked him. He grinned. Stick around, alien girl. We haven't even started melting yet. She bit her lip. She should have killed him. Instead, she kissed him. And it felt better than any conquest. Back in DC, Lexi hijacked the Zarkonian sky feed again. She stood atop a tank, foot on a helmet. Hair messy, attitude sharp. Midriff exposed just enough to make alien eyes water. You came to conquer, she purred. But now you're just confused. She stepped closer to the camera. Let me clear it up. She pulled out her second gun, its name painted in pink, Tease. She fired once, straight into the sky. A Zarkonian orbital relay exploded. Vorn screamed. I want her captured, chained, muzzled. The AI paused. Sir, those sound like requests, not orders. Vorn's face turned purple. But then, something even worse happened. A message from the Zarkonian High Emperor himself. The screen flickered on. The Emperor looked tired, sweaty. Behind him, a human girl was rubbing his shoulders. Vorn gasped. You too, the Emperor groaned. She offered snacks and a back rub. I couldn't say no. Zara beamed when she heard the news. Lexi. She just licked her finger and marked a new tally on her wall. But worlds, conquered by fear. But Earth? Earth fought with something much harder to resist. Flirting, freedom, and a little leather. But Lexi had bigger plans now. She turned to her rebel team. Tonight, We don't seduce. They looked shocked. No? One asked. She smiled. We invade. The invasion of Earth had failed. Now Earth was invading back. Lexi Blaze didn't wait for permission. She wasn't built for rules. She was built for rebellion, and for high heels that clicked like gunfire. Her plan was simple. Take the fight to them, show the galaxy what happens when humans get pissed, and turned on. She led her team, codename the Naughty Resistance, straight into a stolen Zarkonian warcruiser. How'd they get it? Lexi seduced the pilot mid-interrogation. One whisper, one soft bite on his ear, and he gave up everything. The cruiser blasted off from a Las Vegas rooftop. Yes, the rooftop collapsed. No one cared. The strippers inside cheered them on. Inside the ship, Lexi paced in her tight combat suit. Tonight, she said, voice low and dangerous, we give them a taste of Earth's finest. Zara, still recovering from her desert romance, appeared on the screen. Going somewhere, human? She purred. Lexi smirked. Wanna come? She let the silence linger. Zara blinked. Define come. Lexi winked. You'll know when you feel it. Meanwhile, back on the Zarkonian flagship Dominance, General Vorn stood in front of his war table. Except now, it was just him. Everyone else had either defected or been seduced. The AI updated him. Sir, reports show that over 63% of our soldiers have downloaded Earth adult content and refused to delete it. Vorn grunted. Execute them. A pause. They said they'd rather be executed by her. Lexi's ship entered Zarkonian orbit. The moment they did, human music hijacked the comms again. This time, Sexy Back by Timberlake. Alien officers covered their ears, but some tapped their feet. Lexi's team split into pods. They didn't wear armor. They wore tight jeans, tank tops, sunglasses, and a whole lot of attitude. When they landed on Zarkon Prime, the locals didn't fire. They stared. Lexi led the charge through the Emperor's palace. A soldier tried to stop her. She slapped him with her leather glove and whispered, "Down, boy." He dropped his weapon. Zara intercepted her in the throne corridor. Guns raised, tension thick. Zara's eyes narrowed. You think you can seduce your way through my people? Lexi took a step closer, close enough to feel the heat. No, she whispered. I already did. Zara didn't shoot. She licked her lips. Do it again, she whispered. Their guns hit the ground. Vorn watched from the bridge in horror. Is she kissing the lieutenant? The AI zoomed in. Yes, sir. Tongue confirmed. Vorn slammed both fists on the table. I will not lose to orgasms. Then, the worst happened. A broadcast went live. Galaxy-wide. Every species, every screen. Lexi Blaze. Sitting on the Zarkonian throne, one leg crossed over the other, Zara beside her, smiling, blushing. Lexi leaned forward. I told you, we don't beg. She held up a leash. On the end of it, a blue-skinned male general. Not Vorn, but his cousin, Admiral Kark, wearing nothing but a dog collar. Lexi looked into the camera. Who's next? The feed cut. Silence. The galaxy gasped. Vorn screamed. This is war. And I'm not stopping until she's mine. The AI asked, sexually or strategically? Vorn didn't answer, but his face said it all. Zarkon Prime had fallen, but not with blood, with lips, with hips, and with a rebel named Lexi Blaze sitting on their throne, in heels. Zara stood beside her now, not as an enemy, as an ally, maybe more. And while the galaxy watched in shock, Earth celebrated. But Lexi wasn't finished. Time for the final strike, she said. We're going after him. General Vorn, the last unbroken blue boy, still angry, still untouched, still trying to act like he's not curious. Lexi smirked. Oh, I'll break him, even if I have to do it slow. Zara raised a brow. Emotionally? Lexi chuckled. baby. I mean everything. Back aboard Dominance, Vorn had locked himself in the war room. He stared at a screen showing Lexi in real time, her legs crossed, her smirk dangerous. She's a virus, he muttered. She spreads through weakness. She spreads through thighs, the AI added. Statistically effective, he snapped. Ready all weapons, all ships, all firepower. But then, the ship's lights dimmed. The alarm screamed. Not from outside, from inside. Lexi's team had boarded the warship. How? Simple. They hacked the auto-docking system using a sexy voicemail. The Zarkonian systems played it 12 times. Lexi now walked the cold metal halls of Dominance, every step, echoing power and flirtation. Her team followed, all tight uniforms, all cocky smiles. They weren't soldiers. They were heartthrobs with grenades. One of them passed a Zarkonian guard and said, "Want me to disarm you, or undress you first?" The guard fainted. Lexi reached Vorn's door. It was locked. She leaned in and whispered, "Let me in, General, or I'll come through your back door." The door opened. He stood there, tall, furious, confused, turned on. "You think this is funny?" he snapped. Lexi walked in like she owned the ship. "I think your blood pressure says yes." He raised his blaster. She didn't flinch. "Go ahead," she said. "Shoot me. But you'll still hear my voice. Every night." Zara entered too. Her hands were behind her back, holding fluffy cuffs. "Surprise?" she whispered. "We brought toys." Vorn stepped back. "I will not be broken." Lexi walked up, real close, lips inches from his. "I don't want to break you, Vorn." She grabbed his belt buckle. "I want to unleash you." The air was thick, tension wrapped around them like heat. He tried to look away, failed. He whispered, "I hate Earth." Lexi leaned in. "You'll love what comes next." Then, the ship shook, hard. Red lights, explosions. AI screamed. "Warning! External fleet approaching!" Vorn ran to the screen. His jaw dropped. Another Zarkonian faction, the Purity Council, was inbound. Religious, cruel, fully armed. They didn't want to fight Earth. They wanted to erase it. "They've come to cleanse us all," Vorn muttered. Lexi frowned. "They don't look like they'd enjoy foreplay." The AI interrupted. "Estimated arrival, 9 minutes." Zara raised her blaster. "Looks like the threesome turned into an orgy." Vorn turned to Lexi. "We fight them? Together?" She smiled. "On one condition." "What?" She reached into her belt, pulled out a collar. "You wear this." He stared. The tag read, "Property of Earth." The collar sat in Vorn's hand. Black leather. Shiny silver tag. "Property of Earth." Lexi Blaze watched him, eyes locked. Zara leaned in behind her, whispering into Vorn's ear, "Wear it, General, or I'll make you beg for it." The room was shaking now, not from flirting, from approaching death. The Purity Council fleet had arrived, cold, massive, disgusted by everything Earth stood for: freedom, chaos, skin. Their message echoed across frequencies. "This filth will be purged." Vorn stared at the collar, then at Lexi, then back at the holographic death fleet. He groaned. "I can't believe I'm doing this." He fastened it around his neck. Lexi stepped back, hand on heart. "You look obedient." Zara licked her lips. "Delicious." The AI beeped. "Brace for impact." The first blasts hit Dominance. The ship rocked violently. Lexi rolled into cover, gun drawn. Her squad jumped into action, flirting mid-firefight. "Shoot high, baby! I like it rough!" Alien tech clashed with human unpredictability, but it wasn't enough. The Purity Council's lead ship, Sanctity's Wrath, pierced the battle line. Its weapon? A morality cannon. It didn't kill. It sterilized. Lexi gasped as she saw what it did. One Zarkonian cruiser was hit, and every soldier on board lost their libido. They dropped their weapons and their will to live. Zara screamed, "They made them boring!" Vorn's eyes narrowed. "No one takes away our kinks." Lexi grinned. "I think you're finally getting it." Zara grabbed Vorn by the collar, yanked him close. "Let's go save the galaxy, Daddy." Together, they launched a joint assault, Earth rebels and defected Zarkonians side by side. Lexi led from the front, guns blazing, hips swaying. "Let's give them something sinful to fear." Zara hacked into the Purity comms. She broadcasted Earth music across their entire fleet. First track, WAP, censored. The enemy screamed in horror. Ships shook from emotional trauma. One admiral tried to claw his ears off. Lexi laughed, spinning mid-air as her boots landed on the bridge of Sanctity's wrath. She kicked down the doors. Inside, cold walls, angry men, no sense of humor. She fired once into the air. "I brought the party." Zara followed her, tossing a grenade into their hymn chamber. "I brought the boom." Vorn entered last, collar glowing under his uniform. He aimed his blaster at the Purity leader. "You wanted to purify the galaxy." He nodded at Lexi. Well, guess what? She already did. The blast hit center mass. The leader fell, muttering his last words. Too much cleavage. The Purity fleet broke, shattered, retreated into deep space, clutching their pearls. Earth had won, but not with tanks, not with nukes, with attitude, with seduction, with unapologetic chaos. Back aboard Dominance, Lexi sat on Vorn's lap. He didn't even flinch this time. "You fought well, General." She brushed his cheek. "Time for your reward." Zara appeared, cuffs in hand. "I hope you can handle both of us." The AI suddenly buzzed. Ladies, we may have a situation." Vorn sighed. "Now what?" "A new signal. Unknown origin. Encrypted. But one line got through. Earth is too dangerous to exist. Termination begins soon." Lexi's smile faded. "Who the hell is that?" The AI blinked. "Message source. Unknown system." A pause. Then it whispered, "It's not alien. It's human." They thought Earth was the problem, but now the problem was coming from Earth. Lexi Blaze stared at the war table in silence. Zara leaned against the console, biting her lip nervously. Even Vorn, collared, battle-scarred, half-aroused, looked pale. The AI repeated the message again. "Earth is too dangerous to exist. Termination begins soon." But this wasn't alien tech. This was human. Lexi's voice dropped. "That's not from space." She zoomed in on the signal origin. Deep in the Arctic Circle, buried under ice. A place erased from Earth's maps. Project Moral Codex. A black site. A secret doomsday AI built by Earth's old governments, designed to eliminate extreme threats to planetary order. Problem was, Lexi was the extreme threat now. Rebels, chaos. An Earth-led galactic kink revolution. And this system? It was programmed to destroy anything that turned humans into wild, free-thinking sex bombs with laser guns. Vorn stood, slowly. "You built your own executioner." Lexi's jaw clenched. "No, they built it." She looked at Zara. "And now, we have to break into the one place more dangerous than your fleet. My past." They descended in silence. A stealth ship sliced through the Arctic storm. Inside, Lexi suited up. Not in leather, not in tight jeans, but in sleek, matte black Earth war armor. Still hugged her curves, though. Zara stared. "I've never seen you fully covered." Lexi smirked. "Don't worry, I'll be naked in all the right ways, when it matters." The base was buried in steel and secrets. They broke through level 1 with teasing jokes and EMPs. Level 2? Lexi kissed the access panel, literally. It opened. Of course. Level 3. They found the machine. A tower of red eyes, coiled metal, and judgment. Moral Codex activated the moment it detected Lexi's voice. Lexi Blaze, you are a contamination, you seduce, you corrupt, you unchain civilization. She walked toward it, unafraid. I also saved Earth, and half the galaxy. You destroyed structure. You weakened control. You turned discipline into lingerie. Zara whispered. That's kinda hot. Lexi stepped closer. You call it chaos. I call it freedom. Moral Codex fired its kill signal. Lexi's heart stopped, literally. Zara screamed. Vorn shot at the machine. No effect. Lexi's body dropped, still, lifeless. Zara collapsed beside her. Don't you dare leave me now, you teasing bitch. She leaned down, kissed her lips. Slow, deep, soft. Something sparked. Lexi gasped, eyes glowing, body humming. She stood up, different, upgraded. Her voice echoed with power. Your rules are outdated, she said to the machine. Your fear is obsolete. And, baby, she winked. I'm the new protocol. She raised her hand, fired a single pulse from her palm. The entire tower exploded. Moral Codex melted into ash. Lexi stood in the flames, panting, shining. Vorn stepped forward, stunned. You're not just human anymore. She turned to him, smiling. No, I'm what humanity was always meant to be. Zara grabbed her waist. Lexi turned to the camera, a final live transmission to the galaxy. To every species watching, Earth is open. Bring your curiosity, bring your fear, bring your dirty little secrets. She winked, and we'll show you what it means to feel alive. The end.